Need it fixed? Service with a Smile repairs electronics. On the phone at 836-0454. On the web at servicewithasmile.com.
Welcome to the Weather Xtreme video from ABC 3340. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters with you this morning, this 1st of December. And let's quickly go to the Skycam images. Look at that sunrise. Man, we've been getting sunsets and sunrises on the Skycam all week that are spectacular. Here's another view looking from Gadsden, looking off with a few clouds over there, not many. And looking west along the Gulf Shores beaches, look at the clouds off there to the west. But a beautiful day in store for central Alabama. At the surface, high pressure over the Great Lakes is nosing its way across the southeastern United States, but our real attention is on that storm system out there in the Rockies that is going to be bringing a mess to the United States for this weekend. Here's the 500 millibar pattern overlaid on the water vapor imagery, and we have a ridge over the central part of the country and over the southeastern U.S., but we have a pretty good trough with a nice short wave coming through California that's going to be bringing a lot of problems into the central U.S., and we'll talk about those in a minute. Temperature-wise, whoa, look at the cold air over central Canada. Wow, minus 30 analyzed in there. Really, really cold, but very mild across the southeastern U.S. And look at that, the lows in central Texas this morning in the 60s. Isn't that amazing? The QPF seems to have cut back just a little bit, and unfortunately our next weather system for Sunday night and early Monday morning is going to be moving through so quickly, I'm afraid the possibility of any significant rain is pretty limited. As I said, there's a mess going on across the central U.S. I can't even enumerate all of the watches and warnings and things that are in effect, and so here's the map, and just to give you an idea, a lot of that stuff in Texas and Oklahoma and some of Kansas is actually wind advisories, wind watches and advisories, but a lot of the rest of that have to do with winter weather. Let's go ahead and look at the 06Z GFS model run. Here is the forecast for 500 millibars for Sunday, midday, about noontime. And there's that short wave coming across the central U.S., and you can see that we have a storm system that'll be in the Great Lakes, trailing a cold front, approaching the southeastern U.S. Looks like the cold front is in, somewhere in the vicinity of about Cape Girardeau, with some weather in the Memphis area, but not quite reaching us. It looks like the timing is going to be probably very late in the afternoon or very early evening, say 4 to 8 p.m. or so. The front by midnight is in the vicinity of Montgomery with a little bit of rain moving through central Alabama. But by midday on Monday, look at that. Talk about fast. That frontal system is down along the Gulf Coast. And boy, the GFS has been very consistent with that. By Tuesday, no significant changes to our pattern. We're going to stay dry. On Wednesday, we see a new little short wave coming through the flow as we've got a pretty much a long wave trough over the eastern part of the country, and we can see that little short wave just to the, looks like just to the northwest of Chicago. By Thursday, that short wave is well over into the Atlantic coast states, and we're developing another significant trough over the western part of the country. And you can see on Friday, we're still under a ridge, but that significant trough really developing back over Southern California. On Friday, high pressure over the mid-Atlantic coast is pumping warmer air up into the central part of the country, but that warmer air and moisture is to our west. And by Saturday, we're still under a ridge, and there's that big closed low out over California. And the net result is, there's a little bit of weather off to the west, but nothing approaching us. As a matter of fact, it really doesn't approach us until Sunday, and even then it looks like probably we won't see weather until Monday. All right, let's go out a little bit into voodoo land here, and here is the map, 500 millibars for the 12th, and that big closed low out over Southern California and then northern Mexico is beginning to come out. And with that, we see a good storm system in the central U.S., and that is Wednesday the 12th. The 13th, that thing seems to come by us. And then look at this. Here it is, the 16th. We're near the end of the period, and there's a pretty good short wave coming through and coming out of the Rockies. But look at this. Oh, could that be a surface low in the Gulf? Wow, that looks like that could be some ice and snow for Texas and Oklahoma, and depending on where that thing tracks. But remember, folks, this is voodoo. Okay, we appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Extreme video. Certainly hope that you have a great Saturday. I should have the next video posted around 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Weather.